Florence was a New York heiress. She inherited quite a bit of money, and she spent the money encouraging the musical life of New York City. And our story is set during the 40s, during the war. And but as well as encouraging others to sing, Florence liked to sing herself. And because she was such an important figure in the world of New York music, everyone just went along with the idea that she was a great singer, and quite serious people encouraged her to sing as well because they were dependent upon her for cash. So that was the setting, and eventually her delusion got out of hand and she booked Carnegie Hall. And so our movie is about that journey to Carnegie Hall. Florence is played by Meryl Streep. Her husband, Sinclair Bayfield, who was an English aristocrat, an actor, a guy that sort of washed up in New York a few years earlier, is played by Hugh Grant. And it's really a love story. It's about the two of them. But there's the third wheel was Cosme McMoon, who's Florence's pianist. And we meet him for the first time during the movie. He comes to audition and gets the job. And Cosme is played by Simon Helberg. And it's really it's a film that's about the interplay between the three of them, how they journey together to Carnegie Hall. It's a difficult role, and it requires someone with enormous musicality to pull it off. I mean, Meryl really does know music. I mean, she's a musician. She encourages music in New York herself now. She's very, very emotionally close to all of this. And, you know, there's a lot of comic stuff in the film, as well as heartbreaking, tender stuff. So, you know, it's a very tricky part. You've got to be able to do all of these things, and she fortunately can do them. So we were very, very lucky to get her. I don't think we could really have made it with anyone else, frankly. After I'd written the draft that Meryl signed up to, we had a year's break because Meryl was busy on something else. And Stephen and I worked for that year on the script. And then I just assumed that once we started shooting, we'd be pretty much locked off. But that was not the case at all. So I was on the set rewriting. I was there for every single day apart from one. And it reached a point where, because the script was moving so much, that I would type it on my laptop in a really big font and then just hold it up. And you know, Meryl would read it off the screen because it was sort of changing constantly. I think when Meryl Streep, Florence, and Cosme, Florence goes around to Cosme's apartment because she's feeling very lonely, and she sits and talks about her life, and it's really a beautiful scene, and it's very, very tender and heartbreaking and funny as well. It's a timeless story. It's about a group of characters struggling to achieve something. And beyond that, it's funny and it's heartbreaking. So yeah, I mean, we're in an era where people of limited talent are having a go all the time, and Florence really was the grandmother of all of them. So, you know, I think it will resonate with a modern audience because, you know, we see this the whole time now.